Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Cards and Bricks. Today we're doing flowers. We got 3 Lego botanical flower collections to look at. And we'll start with the boxes. However, with 3 of them, it's hard to maneuver them. So I'm just going to show you the backs and the dimensions in case you're trying to figure out if it'll fit in your space. But we'll start with the orchid here. Is this orchid? Yeah. We've got 39 centimeters by 15.4 inches. If you're into inches or centimeters, there's that for you. Also talks about, the real flowers versus the Legos, which is cool. And then we've got the flower arrangement. And here we've got a 26 centimeter or 10 inch tall by 31 centimeter or 12 and a half inch wide, but really that's in circumference because it is a full circle of flowers. And honestly, it might be a little wider than what it just said there too. And then we got the hibiscus, which is 25 centimeters, 10 inches, and then tall is 36 centimeters by 14 inches. So there's that. Hopefully it helps you decide if it can fit in your space or not. And then we got to talk about this. Lego, whoever's in charge of Lego, we can't be opening the bottom of the boxes that need to stand tall like this because they fall over. We've got to fix that. I don't know who in Lego needs to hear that, but somebody needs to fix that. We want our boxes to stand like they're supposed to. So let's talk about hibiscus first, right? That is, they're all 18 and up sets, and they are decently difficult anyways. 18 and up for all of them. We've got 660 pieces for the hibiscus. We've got 1,161 pieces for the flower arrangement. And then we've got 608 on the orchid here. So pretty similar for the hibiscus and the orchid. And they look awesome. I want to give each one of these a 360-degree spin so you can see all the angles and stuff. Also, each of their booklets has a little bit of info on the flower themselves. So we get that all in frame. And this one talks about you can actually move the little flowers and make it how you want it, which is cool. And they don't have to be watered, which is awesome, right? Put that on the ground. This is the hibiscus one. Oh, and that's just a Lego. And then it gets into the actual flower. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. And then we get into the flower arrangement one, which is a little bit more in depth here. But this one was also a lot more expensive than the others and has more bricks. But it talks a little bit more about, the actual flowers and the designs and stuff. Hydrangeas. And all of those. Such a good looking build, seriously. This I would put up there with like the ultimate collector of the botanicals, right? This to me feels like, excuse me, that you can get into the, single flowers like the hibiscus or orchid, which are awesome on their own, or you can get into the ultimate collector, which is like all of them in one. Let's start with, I'm going to tilt this down a tiny bit. See if we can get that to stay. Perfect. Let's do our 360-degree spin, starting with the actual flower arrangement here. So you get a nice pop of all the different colors, different textures in there too. These are all builds that my wife did. She's getting pretty good at all this. I know she struggled with the orchid quite a bit. I think she did the hibiscus completely by herself. Well, look, with all the repeating parts and like the things can like bump into each other if you do it wrong. There might have been a few times I was called in. Good. Look at that. All those colors. So this like up on a shelf just looks incredible. Super cool. And I think this would look good in like an office setting or like if you had a library or something like that that you just wanted to put some color into without having to worry about watering ever. I mean, you can buy fake flowers, I guess, those like vinyl flowers, but this to me, I'm a Lego guy, I guess, but that's way cooler. Next, let's do the orchid. And it's actually really hard to get this all in frame. So, oops, I touched the color button. It doesn't affect it too much, actually. So I'm going to bring it up here just a little bit so we can get this full turn. And Nice. So the back is pretty boring, but if you've ever had an actual orchid, that is what they look like. Speaking of just like the real orchids, if you've had them in your house or ever took care of one or even just picked one up, you know that the soil is really crummy. Well, they mimicked that here because there's a bunch of like loose Lego pieces just in here to make that crummy kind of soil, which I think's hilarious. My wife did not like that as much. She's a pretty structured and needs rules and stuff. I think this is fun little chaos. I like that. Last one, we've got the hibiscus. Again, these flowers are absolutely super pretty. I mean, like, how awesome is that? We'll rotate this a little bit too. And again, they all bloom on one direction. So once you get to the back, it is all pretty boring. And you can see some of the technique and some things in there, including this just long cable that we put in there, which makes it look like a vine. Super cool. Look, the Lego Botanicals are stepping up their game. These are getting better and better all the time. All these sets are absolutely incredible. I would say, and I didn't build these, so this is just by observation what they look like and what we've got right in front of us. I would say the orchids like an 8 out of 10. The hibiscus probably an 8.5. This flower arrangement is so incredible to me. I would say that's like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, all the different textures, the different techniques of coming through each one of these flowers in a different way. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And, we've had loose flowers, like where we have like a vase of the loose Lego flowers. And this is already arranged for you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to get your own vase. It comes on this little pedestal and everything. Super, super cool. I'm giving this one a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, super incredible build right there. Definitely can make your library or office or just a shelf look so much better with that color. Thanks for stopping by, guys. There will be more coming out in the future. See you in the next one.